Certain artists seem to function as irritants to the cultural bloodstream, and Morrissey has never pretended otherwise. As one of pop music's most outspoken figures, he built almost as much of his reputation on his opinions as on his songs. Where others offered polite indifference, Morrissey offered pointed critique, often theatrical, sometimes caustic, but always rooted in his belief that music should prioritize sincerity over spectacle. Over the years, a number of hugely successful bands found themselves on the receiving end of his disapproval. Here are 6 that particularly stood out. Duran Duran represented to Morrissey the triumph of Polish overfeeling. Their sleek videos, fashion-forward image, and glossy production defined the MTV era. But that very slickness repelled him. Where fans heard irresistible hooks, Morrissey heard emptiness. To his ears, their music reflected a pop machine more concerned with surfaces than souls, a celebration of style that left little room for vulnerability or depth. Wham! Occupied a similarly distant, emotional universe. Their sunlit optimism, carefree dance beats, and cheerful presentation clashed violently with Morrissey's worldview. He gravitated toward loneliness, longing, and social unease, while Wham! Sold happiness by the chorus. Though undeniably effective at spreading joy, their music struck him as emblematic of pop's refusal to engage with discomfort or complexity. Madonna, despite her artistic ambition and cultural influence, also drew his skepticism. Morrissey tended to view her as a master of reinvention, whose image sometimes eclipsed her music. While many admired her boldness and boundary-pushing confidence, he questioned whether provocation and persona had replaced emotional truth. His critique wasn't merely dismissive. It reflected his unease with fame-driven art that felt calculated rather than confessional. Perhaps more surprising was his discomfort with The Cure. On paper, the pairing made sense. Both artists trafficked in melancholy and introspection. Yet Morrissey believed there was a fine line between lived sadness and stylized despair. He saw Robert Smith's gloom as theatrical, whereas he positioned his own work as painfully earnest. The distinction mattered deeply to him, underscoring how fiercely he guarded the idea of authenticity. With Blur, the tension became generational. As Britpop surged in the 1990s, Morrissey felt sidelined by bands he believed borrowed heavily from the groundwork laid by the Smiths. Blur's witty observations and British identity earned praise, but Morrissey interpreted their success as recycling rather than innovation, a reminder that influence can feel flattering or infuriating depending on perspective. Finally, Oasis embodied everything Morrissey resisted. Their brash confidence, anthemic choruses, and swagger-heavy image stood in stark contrast to his literate sensitivity. Though they shared Manchester roots, their philosophies diverged sharply. Oasis celebrated conquest, Morrissey chronicled alienation. The resulting rivalry became one of British music's most enduring culture clashes. In the end, Morrissey's criticisms reveal as much about him as about his targets. His sharp judgments weren't casual insults, but declarations of artistic faith, unapologetic defenses of emotion, individuality, and the belief that music should ache as much as it entertains.